Well, the final results from Virginia's primary elections are in. The primaries were billed as a battle over both parties' identities and values, and there were plenty of surprises in the results. Let's jump right over to WSA 9's Michael Quander, who's here to break down some of the main takeaways for you. Good morning, Michael.
Yeah, Annie, good morning. Let's start with the race that a lot of you all are talking about this morning, the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors. Now, half of those positions were up for grabs, including chairman. Longtime Board of Supervisor Chair Sharon Beluva retired after serving for 31 years. Now, many people were going after her job, but first we want to show you really quickly, Jeff McKay will be the Democratic nominee for chairman. He'll face off against Republican Joseph Gaudeau in November. And here's a look at some of the other primary results for the supervisor races. Now, James Walkinshaw won the Braddock district, and in Hunter Mill, we saw that Walter Alcorn beat 4 other candidates. Now, in the Lee district, Jeff McKay's seats are up for grabs because he is running for chairman. Rodney Lusk beat out 3 other candidates in that race. And in the Providence district, school board member Dahlia Palchik took the win there. And there will also be some other big sets for 2 of the Commonwealth the attorneys races. Both incumbents in Fairfax County and in Arlington lost their seats to their challengers. Now, this is worth noting that Virginia voters, no matter which party they identify with, can choose either party's ballot during the primary election. It is one of 22 states with open primaries. Now, we have a list of all the primary results listed on WUSA9.com. Just go ahead and click on the homepage. Annie?
All right, 5:03 is our time.